Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I'm super excited today because we're getting a little fancy and we're going to be making some eggs Florentine. Now, the inspiration for this video is just because I really love breakfast and I love eggs, and one of my favorite variations of eggs is Eggs Florentine. And what Florentine really is just a creamed spinach dish or something with a creamy spinach addition to it. And usually a lot of people will add sun-dried tomatoes, they might add a little bit of garlic, or they might add a little bit of Parmesan. So what I have here is our Ova Easy egg crystals again, and then I purchased a bigger bag of this white sauce. Depending on the country, you could get a bechamel powdered sauce as well. They didn't have one that was cost affordable in the US, so I purchased this bigger bag of white sauce and cream style soup mix, and I'll link everything in the description below. So basically, we're gonna make some eggs again and then make our Florentine sauce, and this should be a one-pot, really easy recipe that you can make in the backcountry. And if you've seen some of my previous videos before, I like to make things very easy and not very messy because I spill probably, I wanna say, almost every video. So even if it's really easy, I tend to just spill all over the place. So what you're gonna need is your Ova Easy egg crystals. You're gonna need a white sauce powder or a bechamel powder, some sort of base to make the sauce, and make sure it is a powder because we're taking this into the backcountry. You're also going to need some dried spinach and some additions that I like to add are going to be a little bit of salt and pepper. Also, you could add some Parmesan cheese, which you can get the little packets from your local pizza place or even in your deli. So Parmesan is a dry cheese and you can take it with you in the backcountry. It doesn't need refrigeration. And then what I also like to add is some sun-dried tomatoes as well. So those are a few additions that you can add to your Florentine sauce. And then what you're gonna need in addition to that is gonna be some sort of fat. And so that could be in the form of ghee or a buttery spread. You can get ghee in single serve packaging. Ghee also is shelf stable. And so if you're only gonna go out for a couple nights and you're preparing your sauce ahead of time, you can put everything, including the ghee, into a Ziploc size snack bag. And then the other thing to make it the creamy sauce is you're gonna want a little packet of mayo as well to add into that sauce mix. All right, so I've pre-measured everything out and we're gonna go ahead and get started. This is the plate full of additions, and go ahead and put it into your Ziploc size snack bag. Fold it over. And we're gonna make the sauce first just so the spinach has time to rehydrate. And then you're gonna take your little mayo packet and squeeze that in without squeezing it all over you into your baggie here. And what's nice is that you can use this baggie afterwards as your pack out bag. I'll just set that aside. But I wrote instructions on the top. So for the water addition, you're gonna wanna add about 4 tablespoons for this particular mix, or 60 ml of water. And for my last video, you guys saw how I measure. I just really eyeball it into the bag in terms of, oops. See, spilling again. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. And take your bag, close it up. And I like to use Ziploc bags because again, I spill a lot. Make sure it's sealed properly. Leave a little bit of air in there, and all you're gonna do is shake this. Shake it until you see everything incorporated into the mix. And just set that aside for a little bit. And with the Ova Easy eggs, a lot of the times I'll put it in a separate Ziploc bag, but since I buy a lot of these at the same time, I end up just using my food saver and making 2 eggs worth of a serving into it. So that's what I pulled from my food box is 2 eggs. We're gonna go ahead and open them up and dump them into our pot. And put that in our trash pile. And again, writing instructions on the bag, we're gonna add 5 to 6 tablespoons of water to our eggs to get them rehydrated. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And today I'm gonna just use a long-handled spoon because that is what is very popular and a lot of backpackers use that. So I do try to use things that you would have camping or have backpacking just to make things easier. And these eggs look a little too thick, so I'm gonna add a little bit of water to it. This is what you get for eyeballing things. Now you know it's too thick when the eggs are a little bit pasty. You actually want the egg mixture to be a little bit thin. And I'm gonna add, if you have packets of olive oil, some people also put olive oil in a separate container. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil just so it does not stick to the pot as much. And we'll go ahead and get this lit up. I got in trouble by the Jetboil police because it clearly says on the pot here to light before attaching the pot. So we don't get caught again, we are going to light our stove. And then attach the pot. And this one I am going to put on and start at a low heat while we cook up these eggs. And if you do bring extra salt and pepper, feel free to season your eggs as well. I'm gonna add a little bit more seasoning. Just making sure I have enough fuel in there. It's almost out. And if you want bigger egg chunks, you don't have to stir it as frequently. You just want to scoop and scrape the bottom of that pot to get the bigger egg chunks as that is cooking. And definitely a lower heat works much better in this type of pot. So while that's cooking up, just wanted to show you guys, again, with some of the dehydrated vegetables that I buy more in the bulk size, I do put it into little packages. And a lot of the times when I go out camping or into backpacking, I will just grab a bunch of them, put them in a bag, because sometimes I don't know what I want to eat until I get there. And so it's really convenient just to have these options of different vegetables, different powders, different sauces to be able to make it when I'm out there. But you can also, with the exception of putting the ghee in your little packet, you can make that Florentine sauce packet ahead of time. And again, if you have a food saver, put it in a food saver pouch and you have something for the entire season that you can just quickly grab from your food bin. All right, so those are cooking. I'm gonna turn on the heat a little bit. You can see how the eggs just fold up nice and fluffy. And when the eggs are almost done like this, you're gonna wanna start to gather them on one side of your pot, because on the other side is where we're gonna heat up the Florentine sauce. So that looks pretty good. We're gonna take our Florentine sauce, we're just gonna pour it, on the one side of the pot. That'll also bring down the temperature a little bit. Get the rest of that spinach out. You can use that for trash and pack out. Just kind of move it around to get that all heated up. And that should only take maybe a minute to get it heated up in your pot. And then when the sauce starts to thicken, you can see it like there. You can go ahead and just fold it, turn the heat off. And you can just go ahead and fold it into your eggs. You can see these nice, large, fluffy pieces of egg. So let's go ahead and test it out. I think it's Italian, it's buon appetito, right? So, buon appetito. Now for me personally, I would probably add a little bit more pepper, but again, pepper to taste. But definitely creamy, definitely flavorful and delicious. So that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the contents of this video, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so already. I talk all about hiking, camping, and backpacking in your general life adventures with you and your dog. Thanks for watching.